Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Jennifer Newman Art. I hope you are all having a great day. So this is a portrait of a friend's dog. I thought I would share this process with you just to show you how simple it can be. So I got the outline of the drawing of the dog sort of pretty much how I wanted it, and then I went in with a very diluted wash of transparent sienna, and I take that to any of the areas on this little dog that are dark coloured. I mix up my own grey using burnt umber and cobalt blue, and I also add a diluted wash of that. While it's still damp, I add that around over the top of the transparent sienna that I've already put on there, and you can see it creates like a shadowy grey tone, which is a great base for the underneath of where the detail's going to go. So I continue around with that grey tone. Again, I mix that up with burnt umber and cobalt blue, and I take that anywhere that I see there are darker areas on the little dog. Now for the eyes, I use transparent sienna around the outside, and then I make a stronger mix of the burnt umber and cobalt blue, and I add that to the iris. I use that around the edges of the eye as well, just where little eyelids are. So I continue on around the eyes and just create that contrast. For the nose, I use exactly the same mixture, so it's a very diluted burnt umber cobalt blue just to add the base layer for the nose. And also the bottom lip, she's got quite a dark little bottom lip, so I add that in as well using the same mixture that I've got on the ears and the darkest areas of the face. Now I mix a slightly darker mixture of the burnt umber cobalt blue, and I take that around the edges of the ears just to create some fur texture. And I also add some transparent sienna and a few different mixtures. So I add transparent sienna to the lighter areas of the fur, and I start to add the texture in all around her little face. And I'm starting to build up the layers now and get it to look a bit three-dimensional. Now for the nose, I add the burnt umber cobalt blue in a slightly thicker consistency, so less water, more pigment. And I also start to take that same pigment around the darkest dark areas across the little dog's face. Now for a tongue, I have a coral colour, so I dilute that coral colour down quite a lot and just add a layer of that on first, and then I will add a slightly darker mixture to that as well. I add a little bit of fur texture around the outside of the nose with transparent sienna, and now I go in with Payne's grey into the pupil of the eye, and I also go back onto the nose and add Payne's grey, which is the darkest I have on my palette, and pop that onto the darkest areas of the nose and around her eyelids and anywhere that's darkest on her fur. Now because she's mainly a white dog, she's got a lot of white on her. For the shadows on the white, I use a very diluted wash of cobalt blue, and I'm just adding it in the directions of the fur to create a light blue fur texture, just because that shows up as like the dark reflections on the white fur. Now I'm going in with the finer fur detail, and I start to add the texture. So I use a mixture of all the colours that I've got on my palette, so the tan, the transparent sienna, the blue, the browns and the greys, and I start to add more fur texture around the whole dog. So now I'm adding all the final touches, and I absolutely adored painting this beautiful little dog. She was lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love it if you click like and subscribe, and and I'm live streaming 2 to 3 days a week here on YouTube, so I'd love it if you'd pop in when I'm streaming. That would be awesome. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Okie doke. Bye.